The oceans don't accept hesitation, weakness, and premature giving up in stormy weathers. Challenges from the oceans also serve as a yardstick of success of a person in establishing his or her career and helping others. All start with a water drop. From a drop of water, nature creates rivers and leads them to their ultimate destination, oceans. That's also the story about a man of great talent, Dr. Trần Chí Cường and his partners. Talent and capabilities of Dr. Trần Chí Cường can be measured by the height and depth of Cần Thơ Stroke International Services General Hospital, located at the heart of the Mekong Delta region, with 17 million people in the southwest of Vietnam. The hospital is its devout dedication to people in the Mekong Delta, which is to provide stroke patients with the best treatment during their golden hours. From Đồng Tháp, Trần Chí Cường went to Cần Thơ City to study medicine and attained his Bachelor of Medicine. After working in the Mekong Delta, he moved to Ho Chi Minh City, working in neurology, while continuing his study and obtaining his Doctor of Medicine PhD. Ho Chi Minh City equipped him with new capability to fulfill the dream of his life. After just 1 year since its inauguration in early 2019, Cần Thơ Stroke International Services General Hospital, founded by Dr. Cường and his team, has diagnosed, interfered, and successfully treated more than 30,000 stroke patients. Most of them come from 13 provinces of the Delta. Right in his first days in medical college, more than 25 years ago, Trần Chí Cường was so obsessed with a situation.
Stroke is the leading cause of death and disability not only in Vietnam but also over the world. With the population more than 90 million, every year we have more than 200,000 of stroke patients. In severe cases, the mortality rate can be up to 90%. In Mekong region, the southwest of Vietnam, with the population more than 17 million people living there, every year we have about 15 to 20,000 of stroke patients. Most of them cannot get the good treatment because lack of the standard of medical care service for stroke patients. And the most important factor affect to the treatment result is the time from the first symptom to the standard treatment model. And normally it's less than 6 hours. It's a good time to treat for the stroke patient. With the demand from thousands of stroke patients, especially in Mekong region, the first comprehensive stroke center has established in Cần Thơ City. The heart of Mekong region is covering for 13 provinces with more than 17 million of people. S.I.S Cần Thơ 200-bed hospital, we have fully equipment of international level for stroke care, including CT scan. We have 2 MRI, 3 Tesla. We have 2 DSA units with the highest technology around the world. And especially we have very professional specialist team to make sure that the human resource can get the best medical care for stroke patients. The hospital has opened in 20 February 2019. Every year now we have more than 30,000 of stroke patients. And every day we have from 10 to 20 emergency stroke case at the emergency room. And every year we help perform 1,700 neurointerventional procedures to treat for stroke patients and other neurovascular diseases.
Trần Chí Cường has proven his talent and capabilities not only in studying to become one of the top specialists in stroke interventions in Vietnam, but also in his courage in establishing S.I.S Cần Thơ Hospital with an aim to treat stroke patients in golden hours. It takes many hours for patients from the Mekong Delta to go to Ho Chi Minh City for treatment, which is often too late to save them because they would have passed their golden hours. Dr. Trần Chí Cường has managed to build up a stroke hospital right in the Delta, so stroke patients in the Delta don't have to go to Ho Chi Minh City anymore. They can be treated and saved right here. In fact, the hospital has saved a lot of people. Taking out a huge loan to invest in a hospital is quite risky, especially hospitals for stroke patients, because the return is low, but the risk is high. However, with the credibility and helps of professors and fellow colleagues across the country, just after 1 year of operation, the hospital has treated 26,000 patients and is expanding to treat more people. As one of the first specialists to apply neuroendovascular thrombectomy in stroke treatments in Vietnam, Mr. Cường success in S.I.S Cần Thơ Hospital has made a special impression among well-known specialists and doctors in the world.
This is a great challenge. At the same time, what I see here is a great success. And from what I can tell you from Europe and from Switzerland, this is exactly the way to go. You should have one big center to treat stroke, a dedicated center with all the specialities and all the expertise around to serve the population 24 hours a day.
I've been fortunate to be able to see S.I.S in Canton. It's a beautiful hospital and is the state-of-the-art for stroke and vascular and brain neurosurgery. It is the future for Vietnam, and in particular Canton. This hospital will allow the neurosurgeons and neurologists to treat problems quickly, safely, and get very good results.
Stroke patients are steadily increasing in Vietnam, with about 200,000 patients every year, once overtaking the number of cancer patients in Vietnam. Death by stroke or a serious disability always wreak havoc on patients' families, but in S.I.S Cần Thơ, many patients have returned to life even when they were so close to death. When I was taken out of the surgery room and was told that my surgery was successful, I was overwhelmed with joy and happiness. My family also felt the same. Each one of us waited for that moment. I was saved. I'm extremely grateful to Dr. Chí Cường and physicians of the hospital for saving my life.
Mình đã được cứu sống. Vô cùng cảm ơn bác sĩ Trần Chí Cường và đội ngũ y bác sĩ của bệnh viện.
With in-depth understanding of time is brain, treasuring every single minute of the golden hours in emergency. Every minute after a stroke, 2 million of neurons die, and with the help of the advanced neuroendovascular thrombectomy technique, Dr. Trần Chí Cường has brought tears of joy to the eyes of patients' relatives. When we pushed my father into the surgery room, we all thought that he had almost no chance to survive. Our hope was very faint. When the surgery and intervention was completed, and Dr. Cường called us in, saying that all of blood vessels in his brain was safe and restored, we were so overjoyed that we were speechless. We could only cry. When I was picking up my children from school, my husband informed me of the outcome of operation. I burst into tears. Up until now, I'm still deeply moved when I think about Dr. Cường saving my father's life.
Cường đã cứu được ba em.
It's a miracle that my husband can make it to S.I.S Cần Thơ, going from Ho Chi Minh City. After a 4-hour-long journey, he's still able to walk by himself and remains healthy. We come here to meet the doctor who has been treating my husband for the last 2 years in Ho Chi Minh City. My husband was in a deep coma after stroke. It's a miracle for my husband, who had 99% chance of death. But now he's able to walk, to get dressed, to feed, all by himself. It's a miracle in life. Mr. Cường has somehow realized his 10 years dream. Thousands of stroke patients have been saved at the S.I.S Cần Thơ hospital. But to him, everything has just started. With a lot of patients waiting for him, and we need to start the stroke prevention and education for the community.
Excellent physicians in Vietnam. I've had the pleasure of getting to know them over a period of time. And so as we heard this morning, both on the neurology side, neurosurgery support, and the interventional neuroradiology platform, you have an excellent group of physicians to provide this care. As the care expands, it may require obviously that there are more and more people that are trained to help deliver that care.
I think inside the S.I.S you have a very good leader team and good devices, good doctors and working team, but you may need a lot more from the government to support how to detect early stroke and bring the patient to arrive at the hospital on time. That is the major concerning part rather than inside S.I.S. Inside S.I.S you have a full developed instrument and team.
One of the leading experts in treating stroke with the advanced technique of neuroendovascular, Trần Chí Cường is affectionately called the savior by his patients. Not only successfully treating thousands of patients in Vietnam, one of the most impressive achievements of S.I.S Cần Thơ is to have treated and saved lives of foreign patients who came from countries with advanced medicine.
So the Hippocratic Oath I know is very important to Dr. Kong and his team, and to all the people that work here. And as a friend of Dr. Kong and as also a patient of Dr. Kong's here, I really understand the humility and the support that you guys give. All right, thank you.
Tôi đang ở Việt Nam thì bị đột quỵ, và tôi nghĩ rằng thế là hết. Tôi không thể nào trở về Pháp kịp. Khi tôi được đưa về Cần Thơ vào bệnh viện S.I.S, sức khỏe của tôi đã rất tệ. Nhưng hôm nay, tôi đã thật sự khỏe mạnh như thế này sau ca can thiệp của các bác sĩ. Tôi cảm ơn bác sĩ Cường và các y bác sĩ S.I.S Cần Thơ đã cho tôi một cuộc sống khác. Xin cảm ơn tất cả.
His ethics and talent has gone beyond national borders. In 2019, at the invitation of the Laotian government, Mr. Cường visited and offered advices to the Laotian medical industry regarding building stroke hospital and a network of diagnosis and emergency facilities in the capital Vientiane and other provinces, as well as trained human resources in this area. This is a case of comparison surpassing racial difference. Ultimately, there are patients who need treatments. From patients' perspective, when they return from the line between life and death and they recover to their normal life, they feel exhilarated. It's so unimaginable to them. They can't believe that doctors can do that. They can't believe that there's a hospital in the Mekong Delta that can save a lot of stroke patients. Even prominent figures in medical field in Vietnam and abroad, hundreds of foreign doctors have come here to experience and highly praised our hospital. We're considered as a success story, a role model for other countries. Studying abroad and making his name in countries with advanced medicine, Dr. Trần Chí Cường has returned to those countries to teach and share his experience in the neurointerventional techniques. This helps establish Vietnam as one of the leading training centers in this area. All that he has gone to great lengths to achieve aims at the only goal of his life. Every year, there are more than 10,000 stroke patients in the Mekong Delta. The biggest motivation of this hospital is not money. What matters is that we can save people's lives. If we fail to do that, I would feel that I owe a huge debt that would prick my conscience. It would be much more unbearable than the debt I owe the bank to build this hospital. Borrowing 500 billion dongs to build S.I.S Cần Thơ, gathering talented physicians, training young staff, infusing them with capabilities and ethics of modern physicians, with commitment to Hippocratic Oath. Those are some of the wishes he's been nurturing for more than 20 years of wearing the white blouse. But he doesn't do it alone, but with enormous resources from domestic and foreign partners who always go side by side with him in order to promote values from S.I.S Cần Thơ. We'll try to do our best to support to help expand network of stroke comprehensive treatment to whole of Vietnam if we can, and to our neighboring countries such as Laos and Cambodia. We should make it the fastest, best, and most effective possible for the patients. Every year, there are more than 200,000 stroke patients in Vietnam. Especially, there are about 15,000 to 20,000 cases in the Mekong Delta. After less than 2 years of operation, Cần Thơ Stroke International Services General Hospital has cured thousands of stroke cases. We have witnessed many stories of life and death when a stroke can happen at any time and not exclude anyone. The poor patients are even more miserable since they are unable to afford the high cost, averaged about 70 million Vietnam dong to 100 million Vietnam dong per case, mainly caused by medical devices or equipment such as stents, coils imported from overseas. With a humanitarian purpose of reducing the financial burden for poor patients suffering from stroke, along with the noble meaning of saving people, we have been supported and licensed by the Ministry of Home Affairs, officially established the Charity Foundation for Poor Patients Suffering from Stroke in the Mekong Delta, S.I.S Charity Foundation, under Decision Number 487 QD-BNV, dated July 6, 2020, of the Minister of Home Affairs. This is a humanitarian fund aiming to help stroke and cardiovascular patients in the Mekong Delta region who are poor with difficult circumstances or from families under preferential treatment policy and unable to afford medical care. To date, S.I.S Hospital has treated over 30,000 stroke cases, in which 5% of them are very poor. We have spent about 10.5 billion Vietnam dong to save lives for over 100 patients. Among them, 15% having congenital heart diseases and cardiology stroke diseases. Many cases are children. The number of patients need help are increasing, which required the support of kind-hearted individuals and organizations in Vietnam and overseas. We believe that your companionship and contribution will not only help the Charity Foundation operate and develop, but also offer more and more poor patients that unfortunately have a stroke the opportunities to be cured. The sponsorship can be in the form of cash, pharmaceutical medicine, medical supplies and equipment, etc. All donations and funding to the Charity Foundation, please contact directly at the Charity Foundation office on 8th floor, Cần Thơ S.I.S Hospital, 397 Nguyễn Văn Cừ Street, An Bình Ward, Kiều District, Cần Thơ City, Vietnam. Telephone number 02926519911 or via the bank account. Account name S.I.S Charity Foundation. Account number 1015787879 for Vietnam Dong or 1015787979 for US dollars at Vietcombank Cần Thơ, Ninh Kiều office. Like the name Chí Cường, it means the strong-willed man his parents gave him. His perseverance has been proven by his devout dedication to the patients, the people, which is so admirable and respectful. His journey to save lives has reached initial successes, but his mind is set on achieving greater and higher goals where he can give the best to life. For now, Trần Chí Cường continues his compassion and focuses on a sacred mission.